to live up to your expectation. Neither are you in to live up to mine. I don't owe no one, no obligation. No one owes me none, so everything is fine, fine. I am that I am, I am, I am, I am. I am that I am, I am, I am, I am. I am that I am, I am, I am, I am. I am that I am, I am, I am, I am. Serious business. There is a time for everything, and for everything there is a season. So man and man must reason. So I think it's prime time that we address some more issues. Simple information I will use.
Stay up to date with all that's happening with the new national party, NNP. Send us a message via text or WhatsApp on 405-8683 with your name, email, and constituency. Stay in the know with NNP. Get updated.
This is not politics. Please don't forget.
Yes, indeed, and a special good night to Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. Once again, it is time for Talking Points. My name's Sheldon Scott. I'll be here with you until the 10 o'clock hour. And exactly 10, eh? Nice.
To live up to your expectation.
Saying a special good night to you all on the live. Those of you who've joined us via the Talking Points website, good night to you. Those of you joining us on Facebook, a special good night to you. We're letting the audience build before we begin the conversation. Those of you over on the YouTube, and wow, there are a lot of you over on the YouTube. Yeah, Gertrude, Trajan, Margaret, Kevin, Gemma, Clive, Beavis, Lystra, Matthew, Faithlin, Wilma, Christine, Deborah. Yeah, I'm seeing all of you. Sherman, I'm seeing all of you over there on the YouTube. And I'm seeing Bev, Shemaine, let me see, Anne, Sam, Unison, Tora, Kishon, Jackie, Nadia. Yeah, seeing all of you over there on the Facebook. So let's just let the live bill, yeah.
There is a season, so man and man must reason. So I think it's prime time that we address some more issues. Simple information I will use. No rocket science to get you confused. So relax your mind, make sure everything is fine while I take you down the poetic line. Trick us with campaign promises, we won't stay at ease. That's the way it is. We've waited in vain, hoping you'll ease the strain, but you now refrain. I remember you say Liberation Day, and I ask, you sure is that you wanna say? Cause it sounded so good to believe. And deception is a powerful thing when you lose your rightful thinking. So we voted for the bling. But you trick us with campaign promises, we won't stay at ease. That's the way it is. We've waited in vain, hoping you'll ease the strain, but you now refrain. Yellow all the way is what everybody say. Cell phone ring, man answering. Yellow, no hello. Teeth get yellow, house get yellow, bus get yellow, man get yellow, even green get yellow, and so says 11-4. When you trick us with campaign promises, we won't stay at ease. That's the way it is. We've waited in vain, hoping you'll ease the strain, but you now refrain. Old school parables say you know what you have, but you don't know what you go get. So cherish what you have to diminish regret. But what on earth lasts forever? Not even things created by the great Jehovah. So the green grass ceased to grow to allow the yellow vibes to flow. But boy, one song I sing, one bell a ring. If we didn't know, we never know yellow would have treat us so. When you trick us with campaign promises, we won't stay at ease. That's the way it is. We've waited in vain, hoping you'll ease the strain, but you now refrain. They began with the blame game, giving NNP more free.
And folks, remember, we're going to open the phone lines early tonight. Not yet, but we're going to open the phone lines at 8:30 tonight.
Administration chief of corruption.
So we're going to give you the opportunity to call in. And so remember, you can call in via WhatsApp. You can call in directly. Or if you could also call in our overseas line. If you're in the US or Canada, you're in North America, you can call in on the overseas line. So the landline here, 440-7377. That's for you to call in to WhatsApp or you to call us directly. And you could also call us on 347-329-3101. That's the overseas line for those of you who are in the US, anywhere in the US or in Canada. Yeah.
Looking into it. We are looking into it. Never mind, never mind. Only projects in pipeline. No water to cool down the yellow temperature. When will they start? Please answer that.
Yeah, you all don't worry about those who come in and jump in the comment section. Number one, I don't see them. I'm being honest here. I generally don't see the negative comments when they jump in the comment section, so they're not throwing me off. So I know that I have competent people in the comments section of Talking Points that will deal with anyone that come in there with their nonsense. Yeah, they'll deal with them. You know, so they generally don't go over on the YouTube and try the thing. One or two does try that, but they tried it on the Facebook last night and some people was a bit, nah, don't worry with them. Yeah, let it come, man. Let it come in. Yeah, come in, man. Come in.
1,000 Frenchmen can never be wrong, but you hold your yellow conviction strong.
Yeah, I'm waiting to hit that figure. As soon as I hit that figure that I'm looking for, I don't say the figure, but I'm looking for a particular figure. Once I hit that figure, we're going to start the convo.
The economy, you are Manchester, whole of the country. You don't see us.
See, a lot of people keep sending back things. It's Talking Points they take it from. Or they sending back Talking Points thing to me. So well, you feel like it's Talking Points. I didn't know it had to start here. Yeah. Good night to you, Agnes. Gil, good night to you. Ingrid, good night to you.
Digest that one. Remember the man say he's an asset to the party, and will we vote you without
Lescue, good night to you. I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly.
with a clone? And however, I foresee a pretensive unity that will mislead a lot just before.
Maria, Donna, Winnie. Yeah, good night to all of you out there on the live. Betty Ann, good night to you. Antonito, I know that you're there.
We won't stay at ease. That's the way it is. We've waited in vain, hoping you'll ease the strain. But you
Bev, behave. Nice.
brain. You remember in the Bible, God had a plan for Jonah to restore Nineveh. But will restore
Janice, Cynthia, and Joycelyn, good night to you. And Faithlyn, yeah, I think I mentioned you before, but Carl, good night to you. Hey, Carl, yeah, I'm going to send that stuff to you. Let me see. I'm seeing Cynthia. I'm seeing Marilyn. Yes, so seeing a lot of you on there. Yeah.
with $1 million house and brand new car on the scene, while our hungry belly still grumbling. You trick us with campaign promises. We won't stay at ease. That's the way it is.
I mean, somebody tell me a certain minister sleeping in the office.
Afraid. So yellow people say,
Mr. Minister, why are you sleeping in your office? I mean,
after we say
I ain't gonna say which minister, national security, you understand? Certain things here, but I hear a certain minister sleeping in the office.
only one thing I utter, the Congress.
Well, if not in it, to the back of it, yeah, he's sleeping in the office.
And I could never understand the distribution of the wealth. So drink your bush
Nice RAV4, man.
and for
Pretty.
appreciate the free barrel. But they only come in December. So what we are doing from January to November. Some
No name, no warrant. I don't call nobody name, right? Nice.
promises, we won't stay at ease. That's the way it is. We've waited in vain, hoping you'll ease the strain. But you now refrain. By the way, what will be your theme for the next campaign?
And good night to you, Pastor. Anne-Marie, good night to you.
What language are you going to tell people to vote for NDC? In Japanese or Chinese? You better wrap up $1,000 in yellow jerseys for we, or give us everything free as in the days of NNP, or else funeral for NDC. Whatever.
Yeah, so let me go on the first one there. Yeah. So, yeah, because I hit the number now. When it comes to the seed program, we've heard so much said about the seed program by the present administration. It was clear. It was said. Yeah, it was clear from the presentation of the budget speech in 2021. That's the 2022 budget presentation. It was clear from the pronouncements of the then minister when she was holding the portfolio of minister that this was not a one-off payment. Yeah, that was clear to everybody. But even worse than that is that you now have a prime minister who, when he was seeking to be the prime minister, and he was putting the face out to all the different people saying, well, look, this is what we need to do, and the government need to increase the seed payment and so on. But what did he do? The same individual, because I know you all heard it on Talking Points last night. You all have been sharing that clip around for the entire day. What did he do? He said that the government, in fact, let me play it. Yeah, we're not putting up the video tonight. We're playing it. Nice? Yeah, let me make sure and I get it, the thing here. When the present prime minister was just the leader of the NDC, not opposition leader, he was just leader of the NDC. Remember what he had to say?
So let me zero in. You have a seed program. The World Bank says, if you're making $650 or less, you're poor. Yet still, the seed program is only paying you $350 and $450. They are aware of the World Bank report. Why then raise the seed program to $650 or more? So if they were interested in truly alleviating poverty or truly helping you, they would raise the figure to $650 or more. So I'm saying to all of the persons who are genuinely on the seed program, particularly our older citizens who would have worked to help build Grenada, the seed program should be for you, for people who are differently abled, for elder citizens.
You all have heard the present prime. We're going to play it again. Yes, we're going to play it again. Because we want you all to hear when he was seeking to become the Prime Minister of Grenada, what it is he was saying. Remember, this is the same man that come and trying to justify taking $150 away from the people and trying to justify it by saying the NNP had planned to take it out. Yeah? That's the same man that you're hearing speaking here. Let's play it again. We're going to start it about now. Yeah, let's play.
So let me zero in. You have a seed program. The World Bank says, if you're making $650 or less, you're poor. Yet still, the seed program is only paying you $350 and $450. They are aware of the World Bank report. Why then raise the seed program to $650 or more? So if they were interested in truly alleviating poverty or truly helping you, they would raise the figure to $650 or more. So I'm saying to all of the persons who are genuinely on the seed program, particularly our older citizens who would have worked to help build Grenada, the seed program should be for you, for people who are differently abled, for elder citizens.
So folks, you've heard, you've seen, they can't say that we do that, you know. That is the Prime Minister when he was just the leader of the NDC and seeking the vote of the same people he take the $150 from. And he did get the vote, a significant number of those people that he took the $150 from. Some people drink the transformation water and they did what they had to do. Some people just thought that it was a better person that they were taking to do the job. So, I ain't vexed with anybody for how to vote. You vote at a point in time how you feel to vote. So because a person voted for the NDC, am I supposed to call them stupid? No, I wouldn't call them stupid. Am I supposed to say that they shouldn't do it? No, that is each person's individual right, but we're seeing the outcome. We are now seeing the true face of the individual that holds the purse strings of this country. Because when he was out and he didn't have the opportunity to make a positive change in people's life, he was saying there's not enough money. He read the World Bank report, you know. This is not an individual that somebody come and they tell about the World Bank report. This is an individual who says he has read the World Bank report and that the people under the seed not getting enough money, they should be getting $650. But yet, today, still speaking to ladies with children who was getting a little $250 under the program. When Mr. Deacon Mitchell was saying they should have been getting 650, and he take 150 out of the 250. And according to the institution that they put the money in, because they say they ain't making people line up to go and collect no money and all that thing. So they put the money into a specific local bank that the charges leave the person with only $75. And that is not one instance. There are many instances of that took place. This is the same person. You've heard them saying about, oh, that's not enough money. That is the same person. And then they're trying to justify it with a set of lies. Lies. He's lying. And anybody that joins with him and says what he's saying is the truth, either they are lying or they know not of what they speak. I don't care who. They don't know what they're talking about, or they are lying. In other words, they know what they're talking about, they know it's untrue, and they're repeating it. Because it was clear, it was spelled out in the budget speech, it was spelled out otherwise. Remember, these are the same people that found the money to give themselves $2,000 additional a month, $24,000 additional a year. They found the money to do it. It was not budgeted. If you look at the 2022 budget, there is no provision there for giving an additional $2,000 to government ministers. There are no provisions there. In other words, it's not in the budget. It was not budgeted for a Ministry of Mobilization, Implementation, and Transformation. There is no money in the budget for that. There is no money in the budget for several of the things that the National Democratic Congress has done. Yet still, they took the money for themselves while denying these people their $150. And there is nothing that they can say between now and the end of the universe that will make what they have done right. There is nothing they can say, but we know what happened, Remember, during December, when we were doing the December program, because some of you may be new to the program, but we've been doing this program for a little while now, you would recall that we said with the pension payments that were made in November, you've now added roughly 500 people or so to the list of the pensionable. So now these people have to receive their pension every month. What was paid to them? The 40-something million or how much they paid. Remember, that money is retroactive. That's the money that was bank up day from before. But you still now have to find money every month to pay these people. How much? Some estimates put it at roughly about $500,000, otherwise $500,000 on a monthly basis. That's some estimates of how much additional money has to be found to be paid. Now, understand this. Pensioners have to be paid first. Before you even pay salaries and anything else, you must pay pensioners. So the pensioners receive their money first. Now you've added 500, and roughly that means about 500,000 that you've got to find additional to pay starting from the end of November or December with the December payments, right? So that's an additional amount of money they've had to find. Now what did they do? They found themselves in a situation where they had to find this money, and it seems as though, even though they met a pregnant treasury, they're looking left and they're looking right, and they can't find that money. So they decided, even after Senator Gloria Thomas went in the Parliament of Grenada and made the following statement, even after she made the statement, I remember she made the statement on the 20th of December. By the time seed payments were being made was somewhere around, the 18th or so, the 17th, 18th so. So less than a month after she made this statement.
My government has decided to continue the vertical expansion of seed program, which was scheduled to end in December of this year. This therefore means that family will continue to receive the additional $150 per household. Madam President, we will also become...
So we've heard the minister said, she promised, she informed that they are leaving the $150 there. This was on the 20th of December, 5 days before Christmas Day. We all know the country starts to shut down around that period of time. Only like businesses, people who go and shop and that kind of thing. But when it comes to the public sector, you didn't have any seed officers going around telling anybody. After the minister said that they're giving $150, they're continuing to give the $150. After the minister said that, you still came less than a month later and did the exact opposite. They took it away from these elderly people, from these disabled people, from these children. They took that $150 away from them. It's not us speaking there. That was the minister, Senator Gloria Thomas. And she was speaking there in her budget presentation on the 20th day of December. Yet still, ask anybody in seed if they are still getting that $150, and the answer will be in the negative. But they come, they lie, because I've not met a single person from the seed program from a single constituency who has been able to say to me, Sheldon, they came to me and they told me that the $150 would be stopped. I have not met a single one who has been able to come to me and say that. What I have met is people who were under the CES program, which was for 6 months and then extended for a further 6 months that brought them down to December. And you have people who were under that program that are in need. But of course, the government doesn't care about them. They don't care how much in need that these people are because they consider them to be needy and greedy. So they did not continue with the payments for these persons. They didn't see it necessary to bring these persons under the ambit of a new program or to bring them into seed or so. They just decided, we cut these persons out. Yeah? That's how caring they are. We ain't care. Make it how you could. That's what they have done. Yeah? So, we've heard the political leader of the NDC. We have heard the minister with responsibility for the seed program saying that the 150 would remain. And you have seen it taken out. Are these people that you could trust? If these people tell you to stand up, you have to run. If they tell you to run, you have to stand up. Because you realize that what they say and the truth tends to be two totally different things. A whole lot of intellectual dishonesty by people who know better, but think that they think less of the rest of us as Grenadians. They believe that all of us do not have the ability to look at an issue and discuss it properly. They believe that many of us cannot understand simple and basic concepts. Because as I mentioned to you, they added the pensioners onto the list, and I'm telling you what's going on in the Ministry of Finance. They added the pensioners. So they had to find 500,000. Now, you had 5,000 households. Remember, this $150 was $150 per household. And if you listened to what I played with Miss Leonora George last week, and I can play it again if you also desire, Miss Leonora George was clear on that it's for the households, and you have roughly 5,000 households. How much does that work out to? Not roughly $750,000 a month, 9 million or so a year. So you see why they did it. Because they couldn't find the money to pay the additional pensioners. So they had to find it somewhere else. The same government that did not listen to the advice, of the present opposition leader who said to them, hey, careful how you're making the pension payments. Instead of making one pension payment, because I'll tell you something. There are many people who receive that pension payment that are not based in Grenada. They're based in Canada, the US, the UK, and so. So it went into their account down here. It has not been touched. Some of them, they come down, they get it. They do one or two things. They leave the rest, they're gone. Yeah? There are many people under that thing that they're speaking about, under the pension payment, that are not even based here in Grenada. So that money, some of it is sitting in banks here. Some of it they take and go. They do different things. Yeah, but it has not turned around in the Grenadian economy in the way that the government was jumping up and dancing like the Nashango dance, talking about, oh, the money spending and money in the economy and the economy booming. That did not happen. So they had to find the money now to start being able to pay on a monthly basis these pensioners. So who they hit? They hit the poor and the vulnerable, the elderly, the people in the 80s and so on. They hit the people who are disabled, who can't even raise off of the bed to go and use the bathroom. Some of them are paralyzed from the neck down. Some are paralyzed from the waist down. They have to have caregivers taking care of them. And they took that $150 away from them. The children who are going to school and their mother, or some of them, they might be living with their father and the father alone, they are unable to make ends meet in a way that they can make sure the children going to school. Some of them are the children of disabled people. And they were denied that $150. There are elderly women, elderly men tonight who cannot get the medication for the diabetes or the heart problems or the liver problems. They cannot get the medication that they need to get simply because that $150 was removed, and because the people who remove it didn't understand what they were doing or didn't care about what they were doing and put these people into this drastic situation. Just because they want to save $9 million a year, $750,000 or so a month. So they take the $150 away when the former prime minister was saying to them, hey, pay the thing in pieces. If it's 40 million, give them 10. And 6 months later, you build up some money, everybody okay, you could continue to see payments, all those kind of thing. You give them another 10. And next 3 months or 6 months or 4 months, you give them another 10. But give yourself breathing room. Instead, they reach in, they see a full treasury, and they decide we go empty it in 1 year. Well, it takes 6 months. 6 months to empty it. They go and they pay how much million or a million, whatever they pay, to Libya. And they don't even know if that government is a recognized government in Libya, because Libya has about 3 different governments. And you don't know how this thing going and end, which one going to actually end up in control of the whole of Libya. Because you have one side over so, and next side so, and next one in the middle. And they decided they're going and pay debt to Libya. So they go and they pay one of the sides in Libya. So the other side could simply say, well, no, you still owe the Libyan people. We are the rightful representative of the Libyan people. So that million or 2 million or 4 million or 5 million that you've paid to them, we consider that you have not paid the people of Libya. We want we money. Nonsense. Stupid move. Because they don't know who they pay, if that is the right set of people. But they jump around on TV, oh, we've paid the debt to Libya. There was a court ruling in relation to the matter with the teachers. They took over $1 million and decided, we don't care what the court say, we're going to give it back to the teachers. Well, congratulations, teachers. Nobody could ever vex with all you for getting our money. Me, for one, would not be upset that all you get all your money. But it is the manner and the timing in which they did it that now they have to remove $150 from the less fortunate around us and then try to blame somebody else. It's like the 2 brothers in the house. Both of them ain't go and tie the goat, you know. So the goat starving out there. And when the father come and he say, why you didn't tie the goat? I thought my brother tied. So the goat starving. That is the kind of behavior and mentality of the NDC. Blame somebody else instead of get the job done. They come, they lose the funding on the Western Main Road. Oh, the NNP to blame. And the NNP didn't do this. And then you in charge. When you came into office 6 months ago, the money was still available. There were certain things to be done. You did not do it. And you did not do it in the time frame that you were supposed to do it. So you've lost the funding for the Western Main Road. Now you come talking about, oh, you're going to do a main road going up that side. You who can't pay salaries on time. Now come in and say that how you're going to do a highway from the south of the island to the north of the island. Well, if you get it done, all well and good, all praise to you, all power to you if you get it done. But I ain't holding no faith in people who promise that they're going to be paying salaries bi-weekly. In other words, every 2 weeks, every fortnight, they would be making payments to public workers, but yet still, on their first salary, by local standards, they are late. There's no if, what, or but about it. By local standards, by the standards that the new National Party has set for payments to the public workers, they, meaning this government, are late. And this is the first payment under an NDC budget. Remember, they came into office on the 23rd of June, and the budget was already in place and the money was there for public workers, right? The budget was there for the rest of the year. And how they were talking, it's supposed to have enough money to pay in January, February, March for the rest of this year too. But all of a sudden, there seems to be a problem. So it's either you have the money and you're just wicked, you ain't want to pay it, knowing that people get paid 6 weeks ago, or that you didn't have the money, which means that you're bad spend. And I've pointed to several things. We don't know how much money was spent to create the Ministry of Mobilization, Infrastructure, Implementation and Transformation. We don't know. That's a question that's posed in Parliament, but it's when you go see a Parliament open for them to answer those questions, they're afraid. So we are still awaiting the responses in relation to those things. Then on top of that, with the late payment, and remember, it's not me that say, it's Lennox Andrews that say the NDC would never pay late, and you public workers can tell me if this promise has been kept.
Don't worry your head too much about empty treasury. We in the NDC, we have the exposure. We have had the exposure. Good? And we know what to do to find money, to look after the needs of our people. And as I have the mic, let me say, as we go around the country and we speak to our people, that's a topic that they always say to us, we go pay salary late and we don't know how to run a country. Tell them that we say we know how to run a country, and tell them that we wouldn't pay salary late. All right? Tell them that affirmatively. We're not going to pay salary late, and we know how to run a country. Affirmatively. We're not going to pay salary late, and we know how to run a country. Affirmatively. We're not going to pay salary late, and we know how to run a country.
Remember, that is the president, his minister, some minister within the Ministry of Finance and things. This thing's so mixed up, I just kind of forget which ministries people cover. But remember, this is the person that's saying that how they would not pay salaries late. So nurses, did you get your salary the normal time that you're accustomed getting your salary? Police officers for the last 9 years. Yeah? Teachers, whose union leader seems to have vaporized, disappeared. I don't know if he's hiding in a blogger stool, but we can't hear from the union leader of the Grenada Union of Teachers. Yeah? He was most vociferous. He was most noisy. He was most present on all forms of media before June the 23rd, 2022. But as soon as it came to June 24th, 2022, Teacher Jude is trying to elude. All of a sudden, he gone quiet. You can't hear him. Unions have an offer on the table. Unions have an offer on the table. An embarrassing offer that basically works out to 1%. 1%. Okay, let's say 1.5. 1.5%. You ain't hearing Teacher Jude at all. Quiet. Grenada Union of Teachers, the Public Workers Union, and their representatives have informed them by letter, by notice, of where the discussions in relation to salaries for the years 2023, 2024, and 2025 are. They have sent a letter to them. Public workers can say, this is what our union is doing. This is our union's offer. This is the government's offer. This is our union's stance. The police and the prisons who are negotiating, I believe, together, they have sent out to their members a notification of what their proposal is, what the government's offer is, and their stance on it. But you ain't hearing teachers. You're not hearing teachers. I'm telling union representatives, not just Teacher Judah, no, the whole executive to blame. I don't care who is on the executive, but if they condone the silence of that executive on this issue and they go and they sit in a meeting and it's okay for them to speak when an NNP government is in power, but to not say anything when an NDC government is in power, then we know that something is definitely wrong. And I believe we have a caller on the WhatsApp. Let me just get the call here. Good night, caller. Hello, good night. Caller, you're live. Go right ahead.
Hello, good night.
Hi, good night. You're live, caller. Go right ahead.
Hi, good night, Shelan.
Hi. Yes, we're hearing you. We're hearing
I want
you.
to be off the air. I just want to give some
No. Well,
information.
you can't give me off the air now. You got to WhatsApp it to me.
$90 less from the $500.
No, I'm coming to that.
more for tax and maybe NIS.
I'm coming to that. Okay, my brother. But you're on air. But we'll talk after. No problem. Yeah, that caller wanted to be off. Once you call, you're going on air. So if you had to talk to me off air, you had to message me on the thing. I'll give you my personal number. You could find me. I have no problem with doing that, right? Nice. Yeah, so the union representative of the teachers have gone silent. Teachers, you all pong road. You all march all over to get a percentage. How much percentage the last time? Now, government, and they say government is a continuum, government is offering you virtually 1%. And even less than that, when you consider outside of the 1% more in NIS that has to be paid, outside of that, the increase in the cost of living, the addition of the environmental levy on the water, the return of the environmental levy and the percentages on your electricity bill, that's going to skyrocket your electricity bill as of the end of February. The same with the water. We have a caller online. Good night. Hello, good night, caller. Caller, you're live. Go right ahead. Okay. When you're calling, please pay attention to the phone line. If you're trying to listen for me to answer on the radio, by the time you do hear me answer, I'll be off because it'll take about 30 seconds or so. What you're seeing on Facebook, on YouTube is slightly delayed because it's on the internet. So it's slightly delayed. So if you just have the phone up and I'm saying good night and no answer, I'm not going to say it more than 3 times. All right? Nice. We have a caller online. Good night. Hello. Good night. Okay, same issue again. Yeah, caller, you need to pay attention to the phone line and not the device in the back. We have a caller online. Good night. Yes, good night. Hello. 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 Yes, you're live, caller. Go right ahead. Yeah, well, I was hearing you. Yeah, so you could have go ahead and speak, but I don't know. That person probably, again, listen to me, speak to me on the phone. You've called me on the phone. You didn't pick up the laptop. You didn't pick up the computer and call me. You called me on the phone, speak to me on the phone line. All right. Good night. Hello.
Good night. How you do?
I'm quite fine. You go right ahead. You're live.
Right. So the WhatsApp is something kind of strange, but anyhow. Good night to you guys, and last night that interview was very informative, right?
Yes, it was. Yeah.
You hear me, right?
Yes, I'm hearing you. We're hearing you, Claire. I'm hearing you. The listeners are hearing you. Go right ahead.
Right. So I am honestly trying to find out, Sheldon, to be honest, the maths that the current Prime Minister give, the Minister of Finance. Let us, I don't know if we can do it like next week or whenever it's your show. Let's dissect the maths what the man give us, because I don't know if I get things different to me, but what he's saying don't make no sense. First of all, when Mr. Bowen, Honorable Bowen was here on your program last week, he said that thing was not for a year, right? Apparently, what I'm hearing is that it's for 6 months, and we get tapped with the seed money, right, which is supposed to be the 150 additional thing for the seed, between and the COVID thing.
Mm-hmm.
So apparently, Minister of the Finance right now, Prime Minister Deacon, is giving us figures that is not coincided, and people who don't listen to the budget. And once again, what I'm saying, I'm hearing that people say they never listened to the budget before until this guy talked. So if you never listened to budget before for the last 8 years, 9 years, how the hell would you know what is going on? So they can come and say, well, he had to go back and take 8 million. My God, do the maths. 8 million. So that is June. NDC won election in June. When did they went in Parliament the first time to get this supplementary funds? November. That's a month and some. So whatever money they get in November is 8 million, as he say. We in January. Tomorrow is the last day of the month. You know? Am I making sense, Sheila? Yes or no?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm listening. You go ahead, man.
No, well, I'm trying to figure out, because when people say this is temporary, there's a horizontal one. Mr. Bowen said it already. He was the Minister of Finance. Dr. the Right Honorable Keeper just said it. Former Minister from St. David's, Oliver Joseph, said it. Last night, Miss MP, Miss Pierre, she is giving us. So what I want to know, you are people that was in government for all these years. Grenadians, my God, even though you don't like NMP, even though you don't like Minister Pierre, even though you don't like whoever is NMP, just go and read the budget document, November 26, 2021. What Honorable Deacon Mitchell, who's the now Minister of Finance, is talking about is not the same 150. He's talking about the COVID relief.
Of course he's talking about the COVID relief. He himself
There are
said
two
horizontal.
different things in it.
And he knows he's playing a sleight of hand. It's like he's trying a verbal
He knows
magic
that,
trick. It's intellectual dishonesty on behalf of the Prime Minister. There's no other way to describe it.
No. That
Because
is
he
not
knows what he's saying is
intellectual
not true. He knows what he's saying is not true.
Shalon, hold on. Let me tell you something. Instead of this thing, these people, you cannot say nothing in Grenada. I listen to all programs in Grenada, and I know they listen to us. Your program last night was viewed the worldwide. Fucking numbers. So here I go. Maths doesn't have nothing to do with views. You could put one drop of coloring in water, it turn it whatever color you want it to. If you have blue, red, green, it turn it. So when people talking about what color or how much views,
I don't get into that argument.
Doesn't deal with views like this.
My brother, let's not even get into that argument about views and that sort of thing.
No.
Yeah, no. It's I don't find it that important, to be honest.
No, but before I leave, I saw ministers or elected members in a party when they're supposed to be at work. When one of them have a thing on Facebook saying that he is soliciting work in his parliamentary office. One was accused of, but there was an issuing Karakou with gas, and these men choose to be in a certain place by a vile individual. Anyhow, Shalon, have a good night.
Good night to you, my brother. Folks, 440-7377. That's 440-7377. That's the number for you to call and get on to the inside. Now, it was mentioned before, and I'm seeing it popping up in the chat over and over. Now, our nurses, the Minister of Health, Senator Jonathan Lacrette, approached the nurses and told them they'll be getting an honorarium of $500. Yeah? He used the word honorarium. In other words, you didn't ask for it, you didn't negotiate for it. We're going to give it to you. Right. The nurses were happy. It's not what they were quite looking for, because remember, ministers take $2,000 for themselves and you can't tax it. The $2,000 a month that they're getting, in fact, $2,600 that they're getting a month, because there was $600 there before. They've added $2,000 to that. So $2,600 per month. They are not being taxed on that. They're not paying any income tax, anything on that. No NIS, no income tax, nothing. They're getting that wrong like my big head. Wrong. Right? Good. They gave the nurses the $500. You know what that has done? One nurse called me today. The $500 has caused her now, because of the grade that she's at, has caused her to have to pay personal income tax. So she ain't just lose $90, you know. She lose a lot more than that, while other people lose $90. She get a serious chunk takeout because she was not her salary was not to the level that she had to pay personal income tax. But the $500 payment put her over the threshold that she now has to pay personal income tax, not just on the $500, you know, on her entire salary. So if you're giving people something, why you can't do it in the same way that you do it for yourself? Because you do yours early, you know. You do yours within 2 months, within a few weeks of coming into office after you get your first salary. You say, me working for that. Some of them never work a day in their life before, but they watch the salary, me working for that. So they took theirs in a way that how they don't have to pay any personal income tax. They don't have to pay any NIS, anything on it, because they put it as a traveling allowance. But they give the nurses $500. And most of the nurses are saying that how they've lost $90 to actually get $410. They've lost $90 out of that. In fact, many of the nurses say if that was a bribe to make us stay, it's no self we go in. They say if that was a bribe because you've lied to us. So when they well set up themselves, they might have go down in courts and they take the new bed and they take the fridge and they say, well, yes, that $500 that coming in there, we're going to use that for the year and pay that off. Instead, now they're getting $410. So they put themselves in a situation now where they have to find an additional $90, where they wasn't intending that they would have to pay what they have to pay. That is what has been done to the nurses. So in some instances, they get $410. In some other instances, it has taken those who were under the threshold for personal income tax. It has taken them over the threshold, and now they get hit with personal income tax on their full salary, not just the $500. One nurse was explaining it to me today. So this is the situation. So they can do things in the proper way. I still don't find it proper. I find it improper, because I think that there should have been an independent body that made the recommendation for an increase in salaries for MPs and parliamentarians, and in particular government ministers. I believe that the way it ought to have been done, and I've said it here before, you heard Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell say it here as well, that the way that this ought to have been done is that you set up an independent body that looks at the rate of salary throughout the Caribbean and different similar countries to our size and so, and makes a determination on what is the best salaries for government ministers and so. But you know, and I don't know if many of you understand and know this, that while they have already taken that increase for themselves, they are seeking to take other increases. Yeah, they're looking to find other money right now. Because what they are saying is that they don't have enough money as parliamentarians. In other words, the opposition MPs, their salary, what they get is roughly, I think, between $1,200 to $1,500. One of you can message me because I know you're listening. Between $1,200 or $1,500 a month. In other words, they're getting just a little more than what somebody at the top scale of the Imani was getting. Yeah, between $1,200 and $1,500. That is what a sitting MP, the people of that constituency voted them in, but they are in opposition, right, are getting. Senators, I think they're getting roughly about $1,000 or something like that, opposition senators. Now, with all of that, the government is saying now that they want to put money under the constituency offices now. So whether you're a government MP or you are opposition MP, they want to put a sum of money under the constituency so that that MP can do different projects and so in the constituency, and they can do things here and they can do things there. So they will pretty soon be coming with legislation to try and get that done. Believe me, they will be coming with legislation to find that. So whether it is that they're going and put $1 million under particular constituencies for the year, or they're going and put 2 million, maybe according to the size, because you know some constituencies are much bigger than others. Carriacou and Petit Martinique has to be taken into special consideration. You have the size of St. David. St. David is pretty large. So you may have a situation where some constituencies may receive more than others. Yeah? Because some constituencies are larger than others. But regardless of that, where are they finding the money to do that when they can't give elderly people who really need it $150? No one is saying that is a bad idea. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's a bad idea. I'm saying is now the time for you to go and do legislation to give yourself more money. It's now the time for you to come to Parliament and say, well, we're going and put a set of money under all of the offices and so. When the different government ministries have monies allocated for the projects that ought to be taking place already. But you're hearing them talking about it, and pretty soon you would see they're coming with legislation to try and get that done. So they come in to give themselves more money again. Meanwhile, they take $150 from poor people. They take $150 from the elderly, the disabled, and the children. But they are about to come with legislation to try and do that. So look out for that. Look out for that. You know, somebody asked for a song. Let me give you a little song while I get some water.
Spider, Skinny. On the other day, everybody singing one song. What is singing? Extra coming there, you know who they're voting for. You have a kind of chorus they were singing. Let me hear. If they say we not again, we cry it. If they say we not again, we ball it. If they say we not again, we cry it. If they say we not again, we ball it. I know. Me partner till meet me, I tell you he vex like hell. He says Spider Grenade and go vote back Dr. Mitchell. I said till he 5 years now you there, you don't have to vex.
All right, folks, here they are now. Just give you a look at touch day. In fact, I think I have a caller on the line. Let's go to the local line. Good night. Hello. Hello, good night. I don't know why my local callers are not hearing me tonight. Good night. I'm wondering if the problem isn't on my end. Hello? Yeah, we're going to try it again in a little while. Because I'm hearing the thing playing in the background, so I don't know if it's that they're listening to something else or if there's a problem on my side. I doubt it's on my end. But I will double check that in a little while. Let me try again. Good night. Hello?
Chelan.
Yes, ma'am. I'm hearing you. Go right ahead. I'm hearing you. I don't know. That's the second person that I've called directly and I'm having that problem. So I think it may be something on the local line. I'll double check that. Caller, if you can call Cammy, I think that's you. If you can call me on WhatsApp on the same number, call me on WhatsApp. All right? Let's try it one more time. Let me see if it would work this time because I am... Yeah, good night. Hello? Hello? Nice, we're not getting through with that. So I'll double check that to see what the issue is. All right? Nice.
Man, we fed up. Let the chorus come in. No cookie eye. No cookie eye. No cookie eye. No cookie eye.
Yes, indeed, folks. So, yeah, we were speaking, and I'll come back to the local line in a while because I'm trying to see exactly what's wrong with it. We have another situation. Now, what has happened is that you all heard the Prime Minister during last week's post-cabinet press briefing. Well, first I see a post-cabinet press briefing with about 7 ministers on it. But anyway, that's what they call it. That's what we're calling it. Government's post-cabinet press briefing. There were several measures that were brought a couple weeks ago to the parliament for immediate enactment. Most of these things are things that have to come into force as of tomorrow. So the new electricity rates, which are going to be higher than what you're paying right now, as of tomorrow, you're going to be paying more. They come into effect tomorrow. The new water rates, they are going to come into effect tomorrow, right? So it means that how you are going to be paying more for water, you're going to be paying more for electricity, right? Those come into effect tomorrow. There were other measures like the change in the price, the addition of the VAT on sugar and so on, that are going to come into effect tomorrow. And let me just see if I can get my stuff organized on the computer so that you can see what I'm speaking about as I speak about this one. Now, the Prime Minister made the statement, he spoke about them holding back until March the 1st, until the 1st of March. I mentioned it last night. Holding back until March the 1st with the excise tax on alcohol and cigarettes. Now, I'm saying it again. The Prime Minister said that he would be holding off on the excise tax for cigarettes and alcohol. And let's get it up on the screen so that you know some of what we're speaking about here. Right? Now, under the excise tax schedule 1, right? The first schedule. They list the different types of alcohol there, and you can see it up on the thing. They're listing the different types of alcohol, the percentages, and what the rates are. The rates for this have been adjusted. So in other words, they increased the price of alcohol. But what this government did not do is to take into consideration things like mentholated spirits and bay rum, and also medicines which have a high alcohol content that, according to what they passed in Parliament and what they have put forward, are going to cost more. Mentholated spirit is a spirit. It's alcohol. It's ethanol. So, according to what they have said, they were going to go back because Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell raised the issue in Parliament and told them, hey, you're going to put the price up on the alcohol. We've done that before. It didn't have the effect that we wanted it to have, but we've tried that before. All well and good if you get through it and you're able to have the effect, the intended effect, which is less people drinking and people don't over drinking. You might take a sip, but you don't over drink, that sort of thing. If that's the effect, all well and good. But you're going to have stuff starting to come through the back door. If when people go to the store, it's too expensive, you're going to have it coming down through the back door through Carriacou, Petit Martinique. Yeah, calling name, Carriacou and Petit Martinique. We know it's there you go come down. Yeah? You're going to see both pull up in Grand Mall, all different places, and drop off at 2K, this and that. Yes, but the bottom line is this. While they, yes, beers and wine and vodka and gin and rum and those things, they did not omit increasing the price of alcohol in things like beer rum. And we know people, they have a little problem. They use a beer rum to sap and different things. And mentholated spirits. Especially at a point in time when you still have COVID out there and you're having a larger outbreak taking place and so. When you have to sanitize things. Even for medical procedures. And even some medications have high alcoholic content. And if this remains as is, it means that the price of those medications, the price of the mentholated spirits and the beer rum is going to have to go up significantly. Right? Now, Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell, and someone is saying the list is too small. We're going to try to see if we could get it bigger, and we're going to post it to the page as well. So you'll be they promised that, hey, we are going to hold off on implementing this particular measure, the increase of the tax on alcoholic beverages and cigarettes, and so we're going to hold off on that, and we're going to bring it back. We're going to bring it back as of the 1st of March so that we could correct that issue with it, because they understand that it is an issue with it. If you're going to address things like mentholated spirits and bay rum and that kind of thing, if you're going to increase the price of that, especially in the present construct, it is going to be counterproductive. Yeah? Because I'm sure pretty much most homes have a bottle of mentholated spirits. Many homes have bay rum. I know the last time I see a bottle of bay rum. Yeah? I mean, I see it in the pharmacy and thing, but like have one home now. Right? But many homes have the bay rum, especially the elderly. They like to have the bay rum and thing to do the little sap and those kind of things. And the mentholated spirits for when you have a cut and those kind of things, and to clean certain surfaces, people need their mentholated spirits. The prices of these things, if this remains as is, if the adjustment of the first schedule of the Excise Tax Act remains as is, as the government has done, as they have passed in Parliament, if it remains as is, then this is going to increase the price of those items. So we understand that. They've said, and the Prime Minister is there. I thought I put the audio here, but I have not. So I'm going to hold that and make sure that I play that for you tomorrow night. Right? I don't see. Oh yes, I think I do have it. Good. So let me just play this for you. Where he says that they're going to hold off on that because of these issues. They're going to hold off on this one. So let me just play that. Let me get it to play here for you.
Similarly, in relation to the tax on the sugary drinks, we are going to push back the date for this to become effective from the 1st of March rather than the 1st of February, because we need the additional time to make sure that the items are clearly identified, clearly classified, clearly published, and that there's no ambiguity. And so we felt we needed the additional time to do so and to communicate with the stakeholders who would be impacted by this measure.
So the sugary drinks, the alcohol, all of these things, because that's just part of what he was speaking about. And with that, now we've seen the publishing of the SRO and the Gazette as of Friday, implementing those measures as of tomorrow. So after they've said, hey, we understand that there's an issue with this that we need to revisit and we need to correct, and therefore we're pushing it back by 1 month, without announcing to you that they're changing, they have published the Government Gazette as of Friday. And I should have something there with the Government Gazette. I'll check for a while. Not the Government Gazette, but the SRNO. In relation to it, they did publish on Friday that this measure takes effect as of tomorrow. So if you see your little bay rum and your mentholated spirits price going up, and you know that that wasn't supposed to happen because it's supposed to go now and correct the error that they have made, if you see it going up tomorrow, know that how the government has passed the SRO in relation to that and gazetted it as of the 1st of February, which is tomorrow. They have done that on Friday last. Yeah? So I just wanted you all to be clear and understand what's going on here. They're promising you one thing, the same way that one minister went and stand up in Parliament and promised that, hey, we're going to pay that 150, you're going to continue getting the 150, and then people get a shock of their life. And yeah, some people went down twice, you know. Imagine some of these elderly people pay bus and went down to collect. And when they go down to collect, they say they're doing it alphabetically. So these people leave and go and come back again to go and collect. And when they think they're getting a little $250, they get $75, $100. That's what happened to these people. Yeah? And now you have the situation when they should address this particular issue, and they are not addressing the issue as they promised to do. Even with the sugary drinks, that takes effect tomorrow as well. The same one that they're saying they're going to hold off on. And when, my goodness, You know what? Let me play it again for all you. Yeah, let me just play it again for all you.
Everybody singing one song. What is the election coming? They know who they're voting for.
Boots on the ground.
Let me hear. If NSC win again, we cry it. If NSC win again, we ball it. If NSC win again, we cry it. If NSC win again, we ball it.
Now, another thing that some of you all may not understand. You have what is called the National Transformation Fund. Let me say that again. You have here in Grenada what is called the National Transformation Fund. And let me try that local line one more time and see if I'm getting through with it. Good night. Hello? Call on the local line. No, I'm not getting that caller on the local line, and I don't know what is happening with it. We'll have to sort that out afterwards. So folks, you could call me WhatsApp and so on. I'll be able to take your call on WhatsApp, but it seems as though we're having a problem with the local line tonight, and I'm not too sure what that issue is. So I'll have to hold off on the calls from the local line tonight. Yeah. So I'm saying we have several issues that are taking place in Grenada right now. Several issues. And while the cost of living keeps increasing, the cost of living keeps going up. You have these measures that are taking place that are placing more and more burdens on the average person. I spoke to you all about the Allied Health Act. The fact that the young ladies who doing the nails, even those who braid in hair on the beach, those fellas who cut in hair, all of them, you'd have to now be licensed to be able to do these things. And the amount of things they're asking for, I would have swear that is Bridgetown, Barbados, you're going for a visa. And that means that you have to put out a set of money to get all these documents together, because you have to get a police certificate of character. You have to prove to them that you have no court case. If you have a court case standing and thing, you run a chance of not being certified if you have a court case inside there. Yeah? You also have to find other things, like you have to get your 2 passport photos. I mentioned the police certificate of character. A lot of different documents that you have to get. I don't have it in front of me right now. But it is another means of broadening the tax base, getting more and more people to pay taxes onto the government. That's what they're doing. Yeah? More and more people to pay into the tax base of Grenada. Folks, let me take a short break while I try to sort out that problem with the local line. Let me give you a nice one while I do that. Let me find a nice one for you all while I do that. Nice. I think this one will be suitable.
For there is a wind of change, it blowing through the Spice Island.
Listen to the people, Mr. PM. Don't play with the Canadian people, cause the wind is turning around. At all, like all you did only plan how to win. And after that, all you can do a thing. At all, poor people balling, they can't eat a meal. So what? It's like all you deaf and can't hear that still. Still waiting for one project to take off. Like it's only nothing how them could start. But prepare yourself and bang your belly, cause the wind turn around, heading back for me. So I said the wind of change, it blowing in the next direction. Man, the wind of change, it blowing back where you came from. Hear the people out on the streets. We want kids, we want kids. Man, they say they're tired, they can't take it. We want kids, we want kids. Man, the country balling, it's sick. We want kids, we want kids. So they need a doctor to come fix it. We want kids, we want kids. Hear the young men out on the block. Man, they say they're tired of the old talk. Listen to them. Every day is blah, 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 blah. That alone. And they can't see action to back it up.
All right, I think I've sorted the issue out with the local line. So caller, you can call the local line. Yeah, can you give me a call? Let me check the local line and see if I solve that issue. And the salary of the opposition MP is $1,224. $1,224. That is what an opposition MP is getting on a monthly basis. Yeah? I know that there are people who make that in a week. Yeah, and that's what an opposition MP is getting, right, as we speak right now.
People, sir, 600 million, as them say he have. Why you still living for people to stop? Not talk about corruption anymore. Don't fool on yourself.
All right, let's see. Good night, caller.
Good night, Chelan. You tell me call to see the line working?
Yes, it's working. Good, nice.
You working?
Yeah.
All right, good night to everybody. Are they listening to you?
All right, my dear.
Taking me supper day, and I'm listening to you.
Oh,
But
lovely.
Chelan, excuse me. Chelan,
Yes, I'm hearing you. Go ahead.
as you play a clip with the Prime Minister, and he's talking about the World Bank, about the World Bank and about the money and the dissolve whatnot. Well, why he take the money from? Because he was complaining about they was not getting enough. He complained they wasn't getting enough, and he still take for the 150.
Well,
You must send that clip for me. Let me listen good.
yes, my dear. I'll have absolutely no problem doing
Still
that.
take it out, and the man was telling the people they didn't get enough. But why you doing? What's wrong with this, mister? I'd rather say Kit is a lie. They call him Kit Mitchell a liar. And look, I mean, the young people listen to him during his campaign. And now they're hearing, they're seeing what's going on. And them people in a rage, they're taking out all the rage, and people look to their home and want to fly on me, you know. I just tell the lady, miss, don't put your head on the clothes. Because if it's dirty, I wouldn't get it sell. And the lady blow up, you know. People frustrated, you know. They're frustrated. I have a message for the Minister of Health, Mr. Lacret. I don't know if he's listening. I know that he's listening. They have a school here, appeal through the little children. When Dr. Mitchell was in office, he always used to have country gang cleaning that around that school. There's a lot of mongoose running all over the yard. And I wouldn't like nobody children to get bite by the mongoose. In that village up there. So I don't know if you could send the people in the park. They have some less people there under the Ministry of Health. They could come and set some trap to hold the mongoose and them. Because they might have rabies. I called Shaggy program twice and talk about that. And I see nobody come. So I know they just listen to talking point. So I want them to come and set some trap to hold the mongoose. Guys, little children that they, them bush and them tall. To keep around the clean, it's children. And next thing, I went to go and visit somebody in the market, Trinity Ward. And the door break. They must fix the door in the maternity ward. They exposed.
The maternity ward, you're saying, huh?
Patients, they put a big curtain. I mean, these are things we have to speak about. This is have nothing to do with NNP and with NDC. We are Grenadians. They must fix the door in the maternity ward. Because there's women in there. They put a big curtain. Fix the door. I don't understand. The maternity ward. I'll send the picture for you. Check
Yes,
your phone.
I'll take it out just now. Yes, my dear.
And there is one man, the hypocrisy with some of us in Grenada. This morning he called Shaggy radio station and he's talking about the people in CARICOM, the man in St. Vincent, the lady in Trinidad, this one don't want to go, and this one in Grenada must go. And that man used to call, and he used to curse and this is so bad. The hypocrisy with the Grenadian people, they have to stop that.
Camille, let not thy heart be troubled.
You have to stop that. Every morning he used to call and thank the minister no recording and say, I don't know why he didn't say type of it to go. That one here to go. Must go. All this to hypocrite. God forbid this picture. And then to come back in office in the morning, and all you are talking come in Macanboard and talk something nice. All you must be real. All you must be real, and I know you might listen to all the hypocrite. And that's not right. Mr. Scott?
Yes, indeed.
And the rest of people like listening, good night.
Of course. You have a good night, Cammy.
I know it to
Cammy.
go. I don't old already. And all you can do me nothing.
Cammy,
nothing.
You still have hats? Before you go.
All this for doing. And they coming at me, but I'm not afraid. And I'm going to say it again. I'm a child of the king.
Cammy, no. Don't run off yet. You still have hats?
Don't go yet.
You have, no, I'm asking you a question. You still have hats?
I have 2 more there, we.
Well, people want the hat, you know.
I have 2 more there and I have cocoa, local cocoa.
All right.
And anybody want local cocoa, come and get the cocoa and asham.
No problem. All right, Cammy, you enjoy your night.
Hey?
All right, you enjoy the rest of your night.
Good night, sir.
Okay, great.
And you take care.
Of course I will. All right.
You must be careful. Don't go and eat from people that will give things to give belly. Don't eat from nobody, boy.
You know me already.
Afraid.
You know I cooking.
I don't eat from them.
You know I cooking home. You know me.
Shut us up. Don't eat.
Let not thy heart be troubled, Cammy. All right. Let not my heart, neither my stomach be troubled. If you like eating by any. If I know to go and eat to the Mandy. Chef Mandy. Yeah. People like Mandy, I go eat from Mandy. Yeah. And all you know Mandy? Yeah, right where Bobby's Tire Mart used to be and thing there. Yeah, Mandy, Chef Mandy and thing. She does have some nice thing from early in the morning. If a passing day from since after 4 or 5 in the morning, Mandy already have breakfast ready and thing. And going up until what o'clock, and then she had lunch and all kind of things. So you could always check out Chef Mandy. All right, 440-7377. Mandy, Malcolm, good night to both of you. All right, yeah, 440-7377. So we have the local line working properly again. We also have the WhatsApp line working, and 347-329-3101. Those of you out there in the diaspora who are in North America, whether you're in Canada or you're in the United States of America, you can give us a call on that number, 347-329-3101. In fact, folks, yeah, you know what? Let's play that clip once again. Let the people hear the man that take the, and I'm saying the man because he is the Minister of Finance. So he is the one that had to authorize that money no longer be paid. He is the minister with responsibility for finance who happens to hold the office of Prime Minister as well. So he is the individual who has removed the $150 from those people. So let's play it again. Yeah, we ain't going to stop playing it.
So let me zero in. You have a seed program. The World Bank says, if you're making $650 or less, you're poor. Yet still, the seed program is only paying you $350 and $450. They are aware of the World Bank report. Why then raise the seed program to $650 or more? So if they were interested in truly alleviating poverty or truly helping you, they would raise the figure to $650 or more. So I'm saying to all of the persons who are genuinely on the seed program, particularly our older citizens who would have worked to help build Grenada, the seed program should be for you, for people who are differently abled, for elder citizens.
Take the 150 from them. No, I'll play it again. You know I ain't playing it once. I'm playing it back to back because I want you all to hear clearly what he said. The same person that came in and instead of raising it to 650, who broke it down to where some people getting $75. So remember, this is the individual.
So let me zero in. You have a seed program. The World Bank says, if you're making $650 or less, you're poor. Yet still, the seed program is only paying you $350 and $450. They are aware of the World Bank report. Why then raise the seed program to $650 or more? So if they're interested in truly alleviating poverty or truly helping you, they would raise the figure to $650 or more. So I'm saying to all of the persons who are genuinely on the seed program, particularly our older citizens who would have worked to help build Grenada, the seed program should be for you, for people who are differently able, for elder citizens.
Somebody said no, that it can't be he. Pope, a little crack me up here. You know. They say it can't be that, probably twin brother or something. That can't be he. That's the Prime Minister. We see him, we hear him. That is the Prime Minister, the same Prime Minister who said this. Remember? The Prime Minister said this part about thing now, you know. He said Grenadians deserve a lot of.
There's the excuse that will be made. The excuse that will be made is it's a lot of money. Well, Grenadians deserve a lot of money.
Yeah, Grenadians deserve a lot of.
Here's the excuse that will be made. The excuse that will be made is it's a lot of money. Well, Grenadians deserve a lot of money.
All right, back to the local line. Good night.
Tell Lana, just hear you play the clip there for me to hear.
Yeah.
The man said, that man had a good man.
Let's not accuse the Prime Minister of that, because I may be taken to court.
That for the old people that work hard in this country, you know, and you take the money away from them to take out 150. For me, something not right, man. Something not right.
Oh, believe me, you'll be hearing over the next few days and weeks several things that are not right.
Mr. Man, 1 minute you saying something. No, man.
All right, Gami, we go talk again in a while.
Man.
We will talk in a while.
About the poor people. You talk about them poor people that help build Grenada, you know. That was his words, you know. Flying crazy. Something not right, man.
Yes, indeed. All right, Gami, you have a good night. And folks, yeah, remember, these are the same people that say that contract work is illegal. They say people shouldn't be working under contract work in Grenada. It is wrong. It shouldn't be happening. You understand? Let me see. I'm looking for something here. Let me make sure I get it. Yeah, so people are just circulating the same thing again. Yeah. So the point I was making is that these are the people that say contract work shouldn't be happening, contract work is illegal, and all of that. Yeah? That you shouldn't be under contract work and thing. Remember, these are the people that promise to make everybody permanent, you know.
Employment. And NDC government will put an end to contract workers in the public service as soon as it takes office. There is no need for a parallel public service in...
Wait. He say, when? Not in 10 years and not in 5 years, you know. Yeah, he say, let me start it back from the top again.
Employment. And NDC government will put an end to contract workers in the public service as soon as it takes office. There is no need for a parallel public service in Grenada. All workers will be given permanent status. This will allow these workers to enjoy the same benefits that a current public servant now enjoy. We will also ensure that all workers benefit from pension and gratuity once and for all.
Yes, indeed. And folks, I just want to make something clear here. When all you're using the thing from talking points, because I realize a lot of them, they're taking the stuff from talking points, but they're refusing to say that they get it on talking points. They're cropping out with logo, they're cropping out with information, and they don't have the common courtesy and decency to say that it was on talking points. MTV cannot be accused of that. Let me just clearly say that MTV cannot be accused of that. MTV, if they're using something from talking points, they just make sure and say on the talking points program. But all the others, I see all kind of media entities taking stuff from here. We don't have a problem because, look, we just use stuff from other people. And when we take it, we say this was on that program or the other program on this date. And so we say where it came from, right? So if all you're using this stuff, we have no problem with you using this stuff. It's one love. Use it. Whether for good, bad, whatever, use it. But please give credit to the source of the information. All right, I just thought I'd make that clear there. So we've heard the honorable minister. This is a man who's a government minister now. This is when he was working for the job of government minister. People in the Ministry of Mobilization, Implementation, and Transformation. Are you on contract? What does your contract entail? Who do you answer to? And what are the salaries of each and every person that has, quote unquote, been contracted to work in that ministry? How many people have been contracted since the 23rd of June? We're hearing salaries for all kind of 10,000 and 9,000 and 8,000 and thing, You're hearing some big salaries passing there. And these are people who have been contracted. But yet still, remember, they say, remember, this is Mr. Dennis Cornwall. This is not me speaking. That's not my voice. My voice doesn't sound like that. This was at an NDC campaign meeting.
An NDC government will put an end to contract workers in the public service as soon as it takes office. There is no need for a parallel public service in Grenada. All workers will be given permanent status. This will allow these workers to enjoy the same benefits that a current public servant now enjoy. We will also ensure that all workers benefit from pension and gratuity once and for all.
They didn't say some workers, They said all. That was a promise. So then you had people stand up in meeting afterwards. I saw a lady who was working on the beach, and I felt sorry for her because she was convinced that when they spoke about pension, that it included people like her who were not under the public service and who were not hired into the public service. And that lady asked the question and had to be told that, no, this doesn't include you. So that pension payment, because the lady probably put she pot on fire already and waiting, only to be told, no, this doesn't include you. And there are many other people who voted believing that they're voting for their pension, only to find out, hey, this does not include you. So there's that situation that has occurred as well. Yeah? You also have Mr. Lennox Andrews. People say play the clips, are playing the clips. You have Mr. Lennox Andrews. They will not play late. You heard him. They will not pay late.
So don't worry your head too much about empty treasury. Empty treasury. We in the NDC, we have the exposure. We have had the exposure. Good? And we know what to do to find money, to look after the needs of our people. And as I have the mic, let me say, as we go around the country and we speak to our people, that's a topic that they always say to us, we go pay salary late and we don't know how to run a country. Tell them that we say we know how to run a country, and tell them that we wouldn't pay salary late. All right? Tell them that affirmatively. We're not going to pay salary late, and we know how to run a country.
Now, I've also been told today of a situation with some Imani trainees, and I'm still investigating it, so I'm putting this as unconfirmed. A group of Imani trainees in the St. Andrew area who allegedly have been sent home. I'm waiting for confirmation. Trainees, if all you know how to find me. Yeah? And get the message to me. Send it on the Talking Points page. Send it inbox. Yeah? Or WhatsApp it to the Talking Points number right now. And let me know, because I'm hearing of a group of Imani trainees that were sent home as of today. And the circumstances surrounding that, I really don't want to believe what I'm hearing is correct. That they were sent home on half-month pay. That's what I'm hearing. It is an allegation. I cannot confirm that it is so, but I'm telling you what I heard out of one of my contacts in the St. Andrew area, that there's a situation with some Imani trainees who have been sent home and with half-month salary. So I'm asking, if this is true, the people who are involved in it, give me a buzz. give me a call or send a message to me. We heard last night the Honorable Emlyn Pear mentioned that 88 people in her constituency alone. And her constituency isn't one of the largest constituencies that we have. But 88 people in her constituency have been sent home. Remember, attached to each of those 88 people are families that depend on them. There are children that depend on them. There are parents or aunts, uncles, grandparents who cannot do for themselves, who depend on those 88 people. So don't just look at it as 88 people. We're speaking here of 88 people, and let's say we just plus 5 for each of them. That is the situation that is going on in Grenada right now. So when you see these people, when you see these people speaking out, and let me see, I'm getting one of the messages here now, so let me just double check that. Yeah, I've kind of switched around things because you know the boy I ain't so as it used to be. Okay, so one person has confirmed that a group of people under the FLY program of the Ministry of Youth was sent home today with half-month pay. And this is the parent of one of the people that are sending this message to me. They are confirming to me that a group of people under the FLY program, that's one of the programs under the Ministry of Youth that were developed by the New National Party to engage and provide opportunity and training for our young people, to provide avenues for them to develop themselves and to build themselves on an economic level, on a social level, on a spiritual level, etc. So it is being confirmed here that that group of people under the FLY program have been sent home today with half-month pay. They didn't even say, well, we're giving them the full thing, they give them half. And some of these are young people that are engaged in FLY and also attached to TAMS. You see what they care about? Education. I spoke to you before of several young people who were going to the St. George University that had to drop out. In case you didn't hear it during the discussion last night, the Honorable Emlyn Pear also mentioned that situation. Several young people who were afforded the opportunity to attend university. Poor people, children. This is not people who earning tens of thousands of dollars a month. These is people who not even earning tens of thousands of dollars a year. And their children, through the government of Grenada, under the New National Party, were afforded the opportunity to attend St. George University. In most instances, the first person from their family to attend university, to get a university degree. And what did this government do? Discontinue. So that, I'm hearing from one, they have to pay by Friday, or they have to leave the university. Poor people, children, they can't afford it. Folks, this is one of the reasons that we have put a link. If you check on the Facebook Live and you also check on the YouTube page, we've put a donation link there. The donations ain't going to me. We're going to have a committee of people that look over these funds, and these funds are going to be used to help people that really need help in this country. So whether you could donate $5, whether it's $10, whether it's $20 or so, but it's going to go towards assisting people who need assisting in this country. I have to say a special thank you to one of our listeners out there in Texas who ensured that they tried to help somebody who was in need here in Grenada. Again, people didn't ask me to call their name. Many people give and they don't want nobody to know they give. So I'm just going to say, because I know that they're listening, the caller out there and the listener out there in Texas who made that contribution to help out that dire situation. The many of you who have called me from Virginia, from Washington, D.C., from New York, various parts of New York. I just say New York because you're getting it from Brooklyn, Bronx, all over. Those of you that has called from North Carolina, Florida, and those of you in Grenada who have reached out to me to try and see how you can help in situations like, for instance, the one in Cherry Hill, for the person who called in. I want to say a special thank you to each and every one of you. Of course, again, I'm not going to call names. I'm not going to do that. Nor will I be going to these people and taking out picture. What I'll do, you donate something to somebody when we go there, I will make sure that that person speaks to you or you get a video direct to you. I ain't have to put it on Facebook. I ain't have to put it on Instagram or Twitter. But I'm going to make sure you, the person who donates to that individual or to that situation, knows what your donation has been used for. All right, so you're going to see a donation link, and I'm going to ask to just get it up there again. You're going to see a donation link on the Facebook page. You're going to see a donation link on the YouTube page. So whether if it's a $5 or a $10 or whatever you could spare, and you give it, we're going to give you a count of how much is there and what we have done with it. But don't expect me to go and take the pictures and bring people picture of this person in the dire situation. And so, no, I will give it directly to the people who have done that, but I'm not going to put it out on Facebook and YouTube and that sort of thing. All right. Just letting you all know, because to talk about these situations is one thing, but to actually take action to help people who are in those situations is another thing. So we're going to actually take action. I'm not mobile these days. I have to take bus and thing. I understand how it goes sometimes. But I'm going to ensure that we take action to help as many people as possible. You also heard political leader of the New National Party, Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell, speak about an upcoming program of the New National Party itself to assist as many people as possible, especially those who have been losing their jobs. You have so many people who have been losing their jobs. So now you also have the situation of these young people who, and listen, these young people who in SGU that they're pulling back the funding from, it's not young people that have been playing the fool with the opportunity, you know. When you see their grades, some of these people close to a 4.2 average. These people are doing exceptionally well. And they are pulling back the funding from these people simply because of a perception that was done under the New National Party that must be NNP people children. As if NNP people ain't paying taxes too. So they're pulling back the funding from some of these people. And it's a sad situation that we have taking place with many of these young people here in Grenada right now. A sad situation. So now we have some of these young people who are going to TAMCC. So now, how do they complete their course in TAMCC? And you realize they just have a few months again, you know, in some instances, to complete their course. Because we start February, and then you have March, April, May, June. And they would have done. So you're telling me that the government's so broke that they have to make these children leave TAMCC? And some of you may have missed what I said earlier when I said this is the first month of salary under an NDC budget. Because salaries were paid okay under the NNP budget that was put in place, passed by the New National Party in 2021 for 2022. Your budgetary cycle is from January 1st to December 31st. So now we are under the NDC budgetary cycle. Salaries are late. People under programs are being sent home. People who are young people who are trying to gain an education and better themselves are being told, hold your tail and go home and sit down. Take your boots off. No boots on the ground. Take your boots off. Go and lie down home. That is what they are telling these young people. And even worse than all of that put together is that the elderly, the disabled, and those children who are going to school are being denied that additional support that they were supposed to be given by the person who's been saying this. And let me pull it up again. I'm going to play it again. I'm going to play it again. So let me make sure I pull it up here and I play it one more time.
So let me zero in. You have a seed program. The World Bank says if you're making $650 or less, you're poor. Yet still, the seed program is only paying you $350 and $450. They are aware of the World Bank report. Why then raise the seed program to $650 or more? So if they're interested in truly alleviating poverty or truly helping you, they would raise the figure to $650 or more. So I'm saying to all of the persons who are genuinely on the seed program, particularly our older citizens, who would have worked to help build Grenada, the seed program should be for you, for people who are differently able, for elder citizens.
And folks, we have a caller online. Good night, caller.
Hey, Sheldon, good night.
Hey, good night to you, bro. What's up?
Yeah, I'm okay, man. I'm okay.
All right, you go right ahead.
Sheldon, you know, when you listen to people speak, when they're not in position, criticizing everything, all right? That money don't know, that money alone. All right? But you know you are in charge. And if you were, when you was in opposition, you were speaking about that money enough, you are in charge. Increase it. Put it up to 650. Instead of economically 450, economically 3. Right? And the people who used to get 450, you take out $150. So they how much money getting? What they're getting now is less than 350. Is less than 450. Right? He also, if I'm right now, was saying that they're getting 350, right, and 450. But they should get 650. But out of the 450, you took out 150. So they still end up now getting less than the 350. Right? So like when outside there, you speak something, nice, something nice, but when you get in there, you're doing worse than what you were criticizing. The person, they say tax is cheap. Some people tell they could fix the wall, right? Just to get which way on to reach. When they reach here, they can't. The whole commerce is doing. So, that's my piece.
All right, thank you very much, caller. All right, and folks, yes, you can call us on the WhatsApp 440-7377. That's 440-7377. Yeah, so somebody telling me they use it on the... I don't mind if they use this thing on the news, you know. All we want is for them to tell us that, you know, tell us that, just give Jackie jacket. You get it here? Tell us you get it here. Tell people you get it here. You understand? Let me give you a little piece there.
The NDC administration failed in the first term, and they're begging for another one. Sing for them. Sing for them. They're going the wrong way. Mash up NDC. They're going the wrong way. Cannot run this country. They're going the wrong way. The leader don't listen. They're going the wrong way. So they divided them. They lie for the people. So many things they promise they go do. They say $700 not enough money. They go give 1,000 to them money. Soon as they get in power, the money program over. They go in the wrong way. One come in DC. They go in the wrong way.
And folks, we have a call online. Good night.
Hello, good night, Sharon.
Good night. How are you doing, my dear?
Good. I'm just calling because them people and them I used to work with the home care givers. You remember they sent them a letter saying the service is no longer needed?
They did.
They haven't paid them people and them. They haven't paid them people and them yet.
My goodness. And that's how long now?
Well, they sent them home since the 11th. They get the notice. And up to now they don't pay them. So I don't know what's going on. My mother don't get paid yet. She wondering what's going on.
But I'm sure their salary came through yesterday or day before, though. I'm sure their salary came through.
She go and check, but she don't get no money.
No, I mean the government ministers are sure they get their salary, though. And they get wrong.
Yeah.
My goodness.
Yeah, but they don't get money.
Oh, dear. All right. Thank you very much, my dear.
Yeah.
All right. Yes, indeed, folks. So you hear it directly from a home. You heard it from the home itself. And you know, I am poor people children. I come from poor people. I grew up among poor people. Many of you don't know my full story. If somebody who's on the live, they could tell you about me as a little child. They know me as a little child in Trinidad. They know me as a little child in Trinidad up to coming to Grenada, everything. So they could give you my full story. I ain't gonna call the name, but they're on the live. Yeah? But many of you do not know my story. I come from poor people, and I came from people that can't stand to see people go through these kind of situations and not do something to help. And that's why I'm saying we put the link there. Whatever it is, as small as it is, we don't mind. We have to help some people. There are people right now that cannot afford groceries. And look at this situation. You have these home caregivers who have been sent home. You heard the daughter, when I didn't say it, you heard the daughter, the lady call and say so. And she has said that they were sent home since the 11th. They were given their letters and sent home since the 11th. But these people have not been paid. Now you're hearing at the FLY, people under the FLY program that have been grounded. So now they have been sent home with half pay. And some of them, part of their training included going to TAMCC. So how do they make it now? How do they continue now? Is that fair to them? Just because you want to run your mouth on the NNP? So you're going and suffer these young people. And I can't deal with the argument that that's what some of them vote for and that kind of thing. No. People vote thinking that they voted for betterment. And you can't hold that against an individual. And we should not hold that against an individual or individuals. We shouldn't hold that against them. If they at the point in time they thought that what they were doing was the right thing. Even in the abundance of information to the contrary, or even in lack of information to prove that what they thought was not the right thing. These individuals went forth and they made their decision. But they ought not to be made to suffer while government ministers gain their salary full and people like Tevin Andrews, the MP for Carriacou and Petit Martinique, receiving $2,600 a month in traveling allowance, yet still using the Ministry of Carriacou and Petit Martinique van to drive from Bow to Stun in Carriacou. That is not right. When you have other government ministers, I've seen it with Andy Williams and I've seen it with several other government ministers who are receiving their $2,600 a month, but yet still driving around in government vehicles. Use the money for what it was intended for. You get a whole $24,000 additional, not a cent tax you had to pay on it, not a cent tax. The nurses, you give them a 500 with one hand and you pull back 90 with the other. And on top of that, on top of doing the nurses that, you bring some of them to the threshold that they're paying personal income tax now, and now they are having problems. Because not only is the personal income tax covering the 500 that you added on, but it's covering the rest of money that was not, they were not paying personal income tax under. And it seems as though you're also taking NIS on that money as well. I think we have a caller online. Let me just make sure here. Good night, caller. Hello? Hello, good night. Oh, yeah, I see what the problem was. Good night. Go ahead. Yeah.
Right. You're talking 1,000,000% better right now.
No, I know what the problem was. I had something off. Yeah, you go ahead.
We technical in the business. But let me tell you, to be honest note, man, I don't understand how people telling us. I listen to all programs, like you is a host, there are other people. And there's a certain program that the NNP representatives go on a Tuesday morning. And for some reason, that program, whenever anybody from the NNP, well, apparently NNP lost election since June. So, I mean, they must get the act together and get people to come on the radio and TV and represent the party. But for some reason, I wouldn't say the people that is calling these programs NNP or NDCS or haters or whatever. But for whatever reason, whenever there's an NNP person on that program, there'll be certain callers. And people will say, that's that caller calling. Only that person not calling and that person not calling. What I want to say, when you guys calling program and you're talking to, like this morning, former Minister of Tourism, Brenda Hood, and you're making allegations and you're disrespecting the people, I mean, that's your opinion, and you can say what you want. But if you choose to go that narrative and that area without trying to find out the facts, you will get yourself delusionized because you're asking a question, you will say, well, Minister this, you was there and what you do, and Minister this, you was there, what you do. And like for instance, last night, I was watching the comments, and people making a comment about how much likes, how much views. Brother, if you know, like me and you, well, Shella, we know why is live and why is views, and you did anything long, and use an actual journalist. Or like certain people that want to be journalists and calling people that it's journalists, not journalists, right? With that said, when you distract somebody online or on air, your story is not getting across. And I will say it. And folks, there's internet history. I will put it out. When somebody say independence and people like we, whoever is we, Grenadians, dress up like clowns and go in the cinema just like clowns, there are videos. So there's no way you could come and say, brother, that, well, no, Deacon Mitchell is Prime Minister and you go and watch Independence. You said Grenadians dressed up like clowns.
My brother, let me have a talk with you on this one. There are particular individuals that since I entered the Senate in 2013 have been trying to get me into a back and forth with them. They want me to use my time on this program and any program that I've done before to get into a back and forth with them. You know, like two women arguing by the standpipe back in the 1960s? That's where they're looking to get. They ain't getting it from me. I'm not going to get into a back and forth with people who are of a lesser intellect than me. They're not worth my time. So don't waste your time with these individuals.
No, I ain't wasting my time. But I will get into it because you are higher than them. Because you were a senator. You didn't beg to be a senator. And you did nothing wrong. You understand?
I could go in England, you know. I could go in England.
And anyhow, we can call names. And we can sue. And we can wait. Anyway, what I'm saying, what I'm telling people, when they call a certain program, because what I'm seeing is that anytime a NNP official go on any program, they go and try to embarrass them and try to call this is this and this is that. You know what I'm saying? And it not go to the point. And what I'm telling them is that we, or me, I'm not we. I would say me, I'll talk for myself. As an NNP supporter, yes, I'm an NNP supporter. I ain't dunce. I went to school. If I vote for NNP, take it and cool it. I ain't gonna beg for a picture. I ain't gonna hide in a video and did a funeral, and I ain't doing that. Because we know your history and we know your story. Everybody knows everybody's story. So what is happening is that everybody have Facebook, everybody like me have Instagram, everybody like me have all things online. So what I can do is go and find all these things that people are singing songs every morning on the station that they want to go on and say they're calling names. And like I listened to people this morning, like Mrs. Brenda Hood on a program this morning, and everybody want to give their opinion on what he was doing then about passport and who was sick and who what. Okay, fair enough. But ask the people that left the NNP and ask them why NNP get rid of them. They didn't walk out the NNP. They didn't walk out and they say on their own. They were thrown out by security. And even though ask what happened Sunday night, down, what you call it basically? Carnage. Good night, children.
All right, my brother. What I would say is this. When you speak about the carnage, I know you're speaking about the incident where the security officer attached to the Prime Minister was beaten by a group of individuals and his firearm was stolen. I know that's what you're speaking about. And what I'll say on this is this. First of all, I'd say I wish the officer a speedy recovery. In my eyes, once you're a police officer, I believe that you've taken a special interest in patriotic duty and that you are out there to protect me and everybody else. Not just the Prime Minister, me and everybody else. Yeah? So, first of all, I wish the officer a speedy recovery. Yeah, I'm not going to gloat over something like that because it's a bodyguard of the Prime Minister. I wish that the law takes its course that the firearm is recovered. I hope that it is recovered, because the last thing I was hearing is that it has not been recovered yet. So it means that a dangerous firearm, loaded, is out there. Yeah? And I do hope that in the interests of all of us, that a proper investigation takes place into the circumstances under which the firearm was at that location at that point in time, because I know that firearm holders, usually you're going onto a cruise, and if you're on the Carronage, you go over to Central Police Station and you log your firearm there for exactly situations like this, that it could be stolen if you're inebriated. I'm not saying the officer was inebriated, and I was not there. I do not know the full circumstances, but I'm saying that a proper investigation needs to take place as to what happened and why, that I hope that the firearm is recovered, and I hope that that officer recovers fully from any injuries that he may have got at that during that incident. That's what I would say in relation to that issue that was raised there. I'm not going to gloat about things like that. That is life and death, yeah? That's the standard here, is different to other places, yeah? But some all under the live, they only have me kicks in, man. I mean, boots on the bed. They say boots on the ground. Somebody say boots in the air, boots in your rear, boots on the ground. Boots on the ground, but you have a continuing situation in Carriacou with gas. And then when people talk about it, all of a sudden they're the worst. So poor Mikey start to get attacked because he talk and he say there's no gas. At the point in time that Mikey talk, the damn gas station had no gas. It had none there. It didn't have. They put out a sign. It wasn't Mikey go up in Carriacou and put out the sign. The gas station put out the sign. They had no gas. After he put it out, they come and they full it. They come and they put gas. Because a dangerous situation, for those of you that may not know, a dangerous situation is taking place here, where sometimes the gas truck is placed onto one of those boats and sent up to Carriacou. And if anything happens there, you have a situation where lives could be lost. Lives could be lost. We have a caller online. Good. Let me just make sure. Yes. Good night, caller. Go right ahead. You're live. Oh,
How are you?
I'm quite fine. Yeah, you go ahead.
Yes, man. I'm listening to you, looking at the comments on various media, the comments that comes on Facebook, and even when Dr. Mitchell and other of the NNP people, when they come on board, some people are just making, some of the comments are very out of the way. In a sense that, please, we are human beings, okay? We are human beings, and there is absolutely no need for that, yeah? If you say, I am better than you or you are better than me, sorry, you cannot judge yourself. That's one, okay? We cannot do that. We cannot, no man, it is a sin to hate somebody. I said that many times, it is a complete sin to hate. You could dislike someone's way of, the things which they say or maybe do, but not the person. You cannot do that. And if you continue to push those kind of hatred, you're going to have a problem, especially within your first problem you're going to have is within your home, your family, then within your community. If you think you will be correcting somebody, sorry, you will be actually causing more problem. Because anything you have to say, and Sheldon, if I'm right, if I'm wrong, correct me, please. You could be saying something very good, but you could say it in a harsh way, that you say it in a loud way. That make you wrong. It could be good, but because of your tone of your language, you're going off track.
Yes, indeed.
So we have to show, especially today, if the elderly ones are not speaking with respect to the young generation, and then you want to be boss, you cannot be boss because you're not set an example. You have to set an example, yeah. And you cannot be lying in front of your children and then want to correct them. How are you going to be doing that? The child hear your line already.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we need, in order for this, because I mean it is very crazy for us as human beings, especially as seeing the hatred which is displayed. There is absolutely no need for that. We all have a contribution to make, and we should say it with respect. Yeah, there was no need for calling anyone funny name or using out of the way language. There's no need for that. Everybody has a right to talk, and they has a right to talk. You could talk, but talk with respect once you show respect, you will gain respect. You cannot demand respect. Yeah?
All right, my brother.
Have a blessed night.
Same to you. And folks, yeah, that's all the time we have for talking points tonight. I know the thing now heating up and we done it. Yes, but if the minister for Carriacou and Petit Martinique truly cares about the people of Carriacou and Petit Martinique, what he would do is try and work along with the people who are doing the fuel for Carriacou and for Grenada, and encourage them to open another gas station, or the most important, to work along with them to provide proper storage in Carriacou for an additional gas station or the gas stations that are there. Because as it is right now, because of the price of fuel in Grenada, you've had people coming down from Union Island. And remember, there was a fire there a while ago that damaged and destroyed the gas station there. So they're coming down to Carriacou to buy fuel too. Yeah? So you have that situation along with the many vehicles, because people were more financially able under the new National Party. So many more people in Carriacou buy vehicle. And plus a lot of Carriacou people live out there in North America, etc. And they send down vehicle for the family or for themselves for when they come down. So as long ago when you'd have been in Carriacou and every now and again a vehicle pass, not now, a lot of vehicles in Carriacou. So you can't be using 1980 something storage in Carriacou in 2023. A minister who had a modicum of common sense and actually cared about the people of Carriacou and Petit Martinique would have been working towards solving that problem instead of going and do a live like a bungling idiot cussing Mikey. He would have been working towards solving the problem instead of making a continual fool of himself. Folks, that's all the time we have for Talking Points. It's been wonderful being here with you. My name is Sheldon Scott. We'll be back tomorrow night at 8 p.m. for more Talking Points. It's been wonderful being here with you. In everything you say and do it safe and secure. We want to be speaking to you and with you and not about you. And no, we can't make the program 3 hours. I had to stand up for this whole program in earlier. Yeah, oh gosh, it ain't easy. That's all the time we have for Talking Points tonight. I am out. I'll go in and play this special tune right now. Because when I look at certain government ministers holding cigar and all kind of fancy thing, and you hear others and they're songing like if they take a few, I'm playing a special tune for them, man. Durity!
In the dance all are whining, anywhere